Yay. Ugh, you're too expensive. No, can't say that. Okay, all joking aside, you're too expensive is pretty much the worst thing you can hear, and it's frustrating for a few reasons. First of all, obviously you don't think you're too expensive, so there's no chance that you and the client are going to agree on this. They're kind of just starting, you know what, to be difficult. Number two, chances are you're right and the client is wrong. This is just because the client doesn't know the education, expertise, and time that goes into creating what they're asking you to create. I guarantee that if they tried to DIY it, it would take way more time, cost more money, or be a lower quality recreation of the product that you would offer. This isn't to be a jerk, it's just a fact. If your work didn't have value, then they wouldn't be attempting to pay someone to do it. The third reason this is so frustrating is because no one walks into Gucci and tells Gucci they're too expensive. They walk into Gucci, they see the pricing, and they either pay for the purse or they don't. There's no discussion about it. They may walk out gossiping with their friends about the prices being high, but they're not going to complain to Gucci about it. This type of complaining is fairly specific to the art world. Aren't we so lucky? And it just sucks. So what's actually happening here is not that you're too expensive, it's that the client had the wrong expectations from the start. This can happen for a number of reasons. And here's where I'll be a little bit more lenient with the client because none of these reasons are their fault. It's the duty of the industry and of your company to set the right expectations for people before the pricing is sent out. So you have to take that on yourself to do a little bit better in the future. But for this particular client, how should you respond? It's so hard not to get emotional about these things because we're so invested in our businesses, but try your best not to. If someone did walk up to that Gucci saleswoman and tell her that the purse was too expensive, she wouldn't go home and cry about it. Most likely, she would just say, "Bye, Felicia," and move on. And that's basically what you should do here too. So here are the 3 best ways to respond when someone says you're too expensive. Number 1, dear client, thank you for getting back to me. I completely understand that you have to prioritize within your budget. Let me know if anything changes or you need anything in the future. Do not apologize, do not accept their accusation that you're too expensive, and most of all, do not explain yourself. You do not owe anyone an explanation of your pricing. You may have set the incorrect expectation on the front end, but your pricing itself is not the problem in 98% of cases. Number 2, dear client, thank you for getting back to me. I completely understand that you have to prioritize within your budget. If we printed the addresses instead of using calligraphy, then the total would come down by about $300. Let us know if you'd like to explore that option. There are often times when we could adjust what we're providing to affect the cost. If this is something you're willing to do to get within their budget, explain the parameters to the client and leave the option open for them to move forward or bow out, hopefully a little more gracefully this time than their first attempt. Number 3, dear client, thank you, next. Okay, maybe not this exact wording because unfortunately we're not all Ariana Grande and we can't all pull this off. But if someone is being in any way disrespectful to you, your pricing, your policies, any other aspect of your business, you have no obligation to respond positively or at all. Be professional, don't disrespect them at all in any case ever. There's no reason to ever do this to a client, but you can send a firm response that shows you're no longer interested. So this would actually look a little bit more like, dear client, I believe that we will not be the right fit for your project. Thanks, Lainey. In the end, a client who thinks you're too expensive is just not your client. They're not necessarily being disrespectful by saying that or by asking for a discount. It's more likely that they're just not educated about your services, or if this is happening to you often, then there's likely some type of vibe you're putting off somewhere that's attracting the wrong type of client. So focus on your branding and your ideal clients and you'll start seeing this less often. Our ideal client worksheet and video are actually linked below if you need a little help with that. And as always, subscribe to the Doorbell channel for more conversations and tips for creative business owners, and let us know what you think in the comments. Really, which one is your favorite response? I'm kind of a fan of anything that involves cool hand gestures, so peace out, Girl Scouts.